What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review the ninth album by American hip-hop group De La Soul. Basically, this product is called Cabin in the Sky, and it came out in the fall of 2025. So yeah, this is a pretty damn new project within these pitches as far as these physically have with an excellent type pitch behind it as far as these physically have. This is a request by Rush On as far as these physically have, and he wanted me to start getting to some De La Soul pitches like that. So within these ordeals, we're going to start getting towards some of these type ones. Now, I'm not as full-bound familiar with De La Soul pitches like that amidst these fairs. From what I saw, according to Wikipedia, there is a label or something like that called Mass Appeal that released like a series of 7 albums throughout a better portion of 2025 with folks like Raekwon, Mobb Deep, Big L, Slick Rick, Nas, and DJ Premier, folks like that, Ghostface Killah, some of these type fairs within pitches like that. De La Soul was one of these good aspects for these first I'm not within the pitch as far as saying just throwback type vibes is getting the reminiscent type fairs are reflected on folks that have been around since the 90s, in some cases 80s, as far as those pitch albums. So accent type products get towards some of these, then products like that. This album's going to get a classic score pitch like that, 10 out of 10 within these pitches. As far as talking about the variety behind it, some excellent type pitches makes me question about further type De La Soul albums pitches like that, considering that they go as far back as the 80s as well, pitches like that. They actually are further back than Nas was, pitches like that. So it's the ordeal. Paying attention to some of these at once. So seemingly with critic appeal, they probably have some classics underneath their belt pitches like that, seeing as they were part of the golden era of hip-hop throughout like the second half of the 80s, early half of the 90s pitches like that. So some ordeals. Now within the particular fair, this is a pretty straightforward type album. Now it has within the pitch, if you look hard enough within the aspects, there are some good type vibes for like some Cheez-Its and Corn Nuts type pickups, pitches like that amidst the fair, like some hotbox type noise and like good degrees of just like jaunts along within pitches like that of just having like some smokes in your system, fairs like that. But there's really not a designated kind of nightclub or dance club type song pitch like that. The closest that it gets to like that variety as far as like the tear up type fashion with really full boundedly getting shit faced like the ordeal, maybe like a song like Sunny Storms pitch like that was kind of the ordeal as far as saying. Then the product about here just a little bit more straight laced, but it has the aspect as far as just being within the tone. It's just a real sunshiny kind of just golden type out, and it feels more of like the way summer type fair kind of feels in like October pitch like that. So type fair is just a miss like a more crisp and golden type aspect within the tone as far as paying attention to us. Within the variety concern, they go back as far as the 80s pitch like that, but it's kind of the ordeal as far as talking about. This is kind of the aspect as far as saying that there's some factors on here as far as like the pitch. It has a pretty straightforward enough. It's not like as ravenous with the bite concern that they have been dropping albums for 36 years. It's not as if they're as full bound amidst like the lunch rush type fray and pitches like that, amidst those ordeals, but it does kind of have like some good solid enough kind of barbershop type music and this kind of corner store type runs pitches like that, dismiss the fair, just simplistic kind of Corn Nuts pickups and simplistic kind of Corn Nuts type pickups, Cracker Jacks, and type ordeals, and probably aspects of just thinking like zigzag type fair pitches like that. So this pretty mellow malaise, but not in like a negative touch sense. But this kind of pitch also has some pretty good thought type fare on here as far as these pitches have. It's not as much food for thought. It feels conscious with an aspect to stay relative variety of conscious type hip hop, but it's not within the variety of kind of being on like a soapbox pitches like that as far as getting you out to the polls and voting, those type fares within pitches like that as far as like the context of making a difference and trying to have like the variety of discs, being a part of movements and fairs like that. So it's just kind of pitch, just extra food for thought within those fairs, kind of variety of discs. More or less feels like a smoker's type toolkit, but it's just kind of pitch as far as saying just the variety of just having like a straightforward type fare, just like the push along this within like the makeshift type traffic pitch like that. So it's just kind of with ones on here, but it's this kind of pitch. Your pals do kind of show up somewhat on this product. It's kind of the fair. Now obviously being the age possibly that some of these De La Soul probably in like their mid or late 50s pitch like that, somewhere within the 50s type range kind of aspect as far as saying it's probably not within the fair that you're seeing these pals like consistently every throughout type day, but there's some good type ones on here for like story type fair, just a good rounded disc like car type noise, just rounded stories to tell with your pals, and some hotbox thrown in with the occasional type sense with the allowance of it if it's available within pitch like that. But just the fair disc, good ass times pitch like that, just hollow type music in there with pitches like that within relative type varieties. There's some songs to throw in within like the spices of just vibe checks with bass and mind pitches like that, miss selling stuff where deals just kind of miss the pitch. It's just kind of more. It's definitely an album to appreciate the sunlight, but it's this kind of pitch, throwing in some favorite type runs just with the aspect of getting some air pitch like that. So this kind of variety, it's not really as much within the aspect like the slow jam kind of Spotify bleed type air pitch like that, but it's kind of aspects as far as saying just kind of miss the fair of like If like a flame is like I'm going to work, have like the new Freaky Friday movie by the time I get home, pitch like that. Just kind of miss those ordeals of this and get done with an aspect of just like errandy and pitch like that. I miss those fairs to just like kind of out in the field type freight pitch like that. So good type ordeals. Now look after here. So I do recommend, there's 19 songs off this album. There's 20 on here, but one of which is just a skit pitches like that. It's a spoken word type one. So apart from that, I'm just going to talk about these 19 songs. 10 out of 10, like I was saying, pitch like that. So there were 2 singles off this product within these pitches. Now by this particular stage, considering that they had been around as far back as like the De La Soul had been around as far back as like the late 80s, pitch like that. It's kind of within the fair. They probably were not as full bound to have like charting type hits, but they do have 2 singles, one of which is The Package, the other which is Day in the Sun, Getting It. Day in the Sun, Getting With You as far as the express album. So The Package, like a good throwback kind of barbershop and city block kind of pickups here. Just grab like Cheez-Its, fairs like that. Just get some sunshine amidst these fairs about it. Good type variety, just in a throwback type sense. Just feels ripped right out of those corner store type vibes out of like 86, 83. Within the variety, De La Soul is a pretty throwback type band. Me judging by the name pitch like that, just paying attention to some of those type vibes when you think of folks like Marvin Gaye and like you think of folks like Marvin Gaye and Barry White, some of those type folks that were predominant like the 70s, 80s type fair pitches like that. Luther Vandross, some of those type folks in pitches like that, but it's not to the variety of just being more soul flavored within the full bound distance, but just kind of the pitch of just something that feels ripped out of 80, 78, 82, some of those type fairs, just within like a sunshine type aspect of just, yeah, corner store, drugstore type pickups, pitch like that. Just grab like Cheez-Its, some of those type fairs, just miss like a kind of swash type flavor. And that's a good type variety as well with Day in the Sun, Getting With You, as far as you're supposed to have this like a dope glaze kind of day drew to get here, just like a 2020s variation, like an Ice Cube kind of Today Was a Good Day type vibe pitch like that. There's definitely some hoopty music, I'd say here. There's beer pickups, things like that amidst these prices. So there's kind of the commerce a little bit more amongst like the relative kind of makeshift, but just, yeah, 2 good taken aback type ones pitched like that. Dismiss the fair, just like glaze kind of sunshine, just aspects. Definitely good for late summer and autumn type fair. Not fair about some of these, just the fact that the spice type factor is just kind of within the pitch of just it's just a lot more of a mellow and kind of swash type pace within these pitches as far as the performance can happen. Is within the reality as far as saying the factoid that they come from like the golden age of folks like Slick Rick and Too Short and Ice-T and LL Cool J, some type folks on pitch, but it's good type variety seeing some of these type vibes within pitches like that. Just excellent type variety kind of about it. Should take you back to early 90s. Definitely songs like Today Was a Good Day, that same sort of malaise type factor, just like good. It's not like in a horrid sense, this kind of pitch is just the glaze type factor, just kind of one of those swash type days where you're just golden eyes pitches like that, just like fuck yeah, but just kind of in a more kind of sluggish type sense. So just to say the smokage factor is on here. I mean, even if it doesn't as complex, it's just kind of the combination of just being more retro and throwback within those senses, but it's just kind of pitch as far as saying the smoke type factor is on here within like the aspect of just like a glare type sense. This is kind of pitch as far as saying throwing in leftover makeshift type vibes within as far as those pitch happens. But yeah, there's plenty of these type on here. So a good hit type one would be You Don't Stop pitch like that. It's like a solid kind of Cameron and Ghostface Kill kind of theater block frog to kind of get here. Good nice one to grab Cornuts too, pitch like that. Cracker Jackson and stuff. We're just an aspect. Just have a few zags in your system or just pick up a few pitch like that. It's kind of some errand type bear to get. So it's just kind of within that aspect the way Cameron would do those sorts of songs on Kill a Season and Purple Haze, songs that pitches. Ghostface Killer with like albums like Fifth Scales pitch like that. It's kind of the glam factor. It has a little bit more Zaz factor about it, but it's just kind of pitch of just it feels throwback for even folks that remember like those particular kind of theater type glam type pizzazzes like Joel Santana and Cameron back in like particular 2005 2006. So good pitches like that, but just the flair about it. Cruel Summer, Spring Fire, Life's a Hit type appeal. There are some ones on here that have like some vibes of this like radio type glam factor with like songs that were probably on the radio 30, 40 years ago pitched like that. One of which is the hit song Cruel Summer. I forget. I don't think that one's like as full bound 40 years old, but it might be within those pitches. Just a nice little jingle kind of here in like a 2-minute kind of bop. And then there's like a kind of car kind of slag. Just feels like a hotbox type tune towards the end of that song, the Bring Fire Life part of the song. But Cruel Summers, Bring Fire Life's like a good radio medley. You get here just flipping through some stations, pitched like that. It's kind of grooving within these pitches. Just nice little jaunt to have. Just burritos in the car, pitched like that. Just definitely some Taco Bell type vibes, pitched like that. Just good vehicle kind of complex with pals, pitched like that. Some stuff fairs. There's a number of these kind of on here within like that commotion, just having pals along for the ride. Another one that's kind of like that in like a radio medley type sense is Will Be. This feels like a familiar. Will Be feels like a familiar kind of 70s or 60s type tune pitch, just like that. Feels like from like the area of the Feels like from the era of like Jackson 5 pitches like that. It's like a groovy kind of vehicle side to get, and this exuberance kind of have here just a snappy good meme or story within fairs like that with your pals. Just keeping on grandly within these pitches for these 4-1 scams. So there's another real snappy, just one pitch like that. It's a good shot in the arm to kind of give you some pep within a throwback type sense pitch like that amongst those type of ordeals, just from the pitch behind it. The most popular song off this album according to Spotify is Run It Back. This has Nas on there, good pitch like that. It's a good type of flares, like some Illmatic vibes going to get here. It's kind of like halftime car vibing songs, pitches like that, sounds type vibes, just more amidst like days. It's kind of more amidst like day, kind of 3 o'clock p.m. slag pitches like that. Just good for another round of story time pitch like that. Sounds type fairs like I was saying, good pitches like there's some ones on here like Sunny Storms and particular Cruel Summers, definitely pitches like that. Some stuff there's an aspect. There's probably a few more of these, but it's just the pitch as far as saying. So it's just kind of a makeshift type fit to kind of have like pals along for the ride pitch like that. Just missed the fray, just like what up though pitch like that is chunking up the deuce with pals. It's good reconnect within some stuff pitches just for the throwback type vibes of thinking of days, so like halftime type fare. Some of those type jumps of just hella hotbox, and it's not as if it full bound has to be hotbox every single time with some of these type pitches, but it's just some good type varieties for some of these type fares that just have a that good shit to say to chirp a folk, just kind of pitch like that, just to re-up and just kind of get some good aspects kind of going within pitch like that. So it's kind of the fair, in a lot of senses, it's kind of within the variety as far as like the spread out type fashion. It's actually a pretty like social, more type 1, considering like the factor of usually folks when they get, like when you think of like Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, not so much full bound them, but just folks miss like the fairs where the commonplace kind of goes more to separation and just kind of more focus on personal type fare, more so than like the pitch of hauling at your pals pitch like that to see what's up with them. So it's kind of a good type pitch for some reconnect on here, just within aspects like that. It has good vibes about it. Good story time song, like I was saying, good pitches. Patty Cake is a hit type 1. This is a relative kind of radio grab within pitches, just some new era type flair. De La Soul at least attempting some of these type vibes like the late 2010s, early 2020s pitch like that. It's like a neighborhood kind of strut to get here. This Pink Skies kind of Juice WRLD grab, I'd say, pitch like that, surprisingly enough, considering that they're probably about 25, 30 years older than Juice WRLD pitch like that. Was good type varieties about it. Just grab like some apple pies, grape swisher sweets, good fairs like that. Just kind of a ponder type tune. Got with an aspect, maybe not as rambunctious and quite as sprightly as like particular Juice WRLD, but just within variety, just good bop along within pitch like that. So it's just the aspects as far as saying. Patty Cake's just a good makeshift kind of sleepwalking one pitch just like that. Different World's a hit type 1 as well. It's like a mid like some straightforward kind of blue collar grind to get here. Good pitches like that. Steadfast kind of blue collar grind type 1 pitch like that. Just some work thoughts, definitely just utility run type fare. Just pick up some zags along the way, or just have some zags in your system pitch like that. So it's kind of the fare. Some of those type 1s is probably the way Tribe Called Quest, a bunch of these folks are probably doing these in the variety back in like the 90s. Feels like Fuji's type fare pitch like that. Feels like Lauryn Hill or folks like that should be on this song. Some of those good traditional type varieties. So this takes it back to 96. Some of those type fares about it. Speaking of a Tribe Called Quest, basically NF is a hit type 1. It's like a golden throw. NF is like a throwback kind of golden era kind of rap soul trudge to get and bleed as far as these presently happen. This reminds like a Tribe Called Quest. Kendrick knows that, folks. Kendrick off of his 2009 EP and like particular overly dedicated some of those type pitches with an aspect kind of about it, flares like that. It's like songs like Friend of Mine by Kendrick off of also probably C4. I think that was probably the product that came from, was Kendrick's Carter 4 write-off. Kendrick's 2009 Carter 4 write-off with C4 with pitches like Friend of Mine on there, good pitches like that. Some of those coffee type songs, definitely good for some coffees, pitch like that. So just kind of coffee in the whip, fares like that, just hitting up like Starbucks. Kind of a good preemptive type 1 for like music type fare. Goes along pretty well with Different World, like I was saying. Goes along pretty well with Different World to definitely say pitches like that amongst some stuff where deals good pitches like that. Believe in Him's a hit type 1 as well. It's like a good straightforward kind of relative radio grab to get here. Just Kanye style vibes like that. Just definitely reminds more of like probably particularly like some 2010s type varieties. Definitely like Life of Pablo and like Yay and like Jesus is King. Some type ones pitch like that. Just some of that kind of more soulful, almost within gospel type variety pitch like that. It's kind of good, nice one to have like some garlic green beans pitch like that. So just kind of missed the fair. Just more straightforward type ones, just more ironclad type day grip within a sense, just kind of more with an aspect of not so much of like, there are some ones that feel like not as much smoke centric within these pitches as far as just a little bit more grip of like the particular day grease and elbow grease of it as far as those pitches can have. But it's this kind of pitch, it doesn't like a radio glam type factor. So it's kind of pitch. There are a few times on here where De La Soul does get the attempts at trying to plaster together some of these type of grabs like the pitch, like the ear to what was particularly popping between Juice WRLD, Kanye West, and these type ones on here. throwback vibes to 90s kind of Fuji's pitches like that. Cabin in the Sky, the title track's a hit type one as well. Good, excellent pitches. Like a Feeling Right, kind of razzled and sniggering, kind of later day pickups kind of get here. Grab Like Mr. Deeds, the movie by Adam Sandler. Sunny type pitches, some type aspects, just DVD runs. Also thought this DVD runs, also throwing in some favors pitches like that within these ordeals that just short type fair task need to be taken care of. Just favors for pals or bays or family pitch like that. Some type fair's an aspect kind of behind it. It's good pairs like that. I missed the product of just really having some excellent smoke in your system. Pitch like that. It's good red eyes type fair within fashion. Just good kind of treat of a song. Kind of get pitches like that. Treat of a song to get good pitches like that. Don't Push Me is a quality one as well. It's like a nice sway and springtime kind of frolic to get here. Just a 2000s kind of mixtape vibes, I say, within the DJ drama type variety. Don Cannon, folks like that. Grab Like Some Coors, some of these stuff fairs is good. Nice song to chirp folks within some stuff pitch. So just kind of one feeling a little chatty pitch like that. Missed the fair, just like some tear up. Even if this particular album doesn't have the full bound type ones, like the full bound aspects kind of the pitch that within the aspect of this particular album would be the pitch of just like getting some hotbox type vibes going, pitch like that, just to collect to like some tear up kind of within that fashion. But in terms like the variety of just more spark type fairs, it's also good type one to kind of get the house party type commotion. But there are some house party type ones on here in like a minor type sense, good pitch like that. But it's this kind of variety as far as saying it's a good nice one to kind of Don't Push Me. It's just a good plucky kind of springtime strut type song pitch like that. I missed those ordeals. It's taken back to 2006, 2004 DJ drama, good pitches like 2006, 2004 DJ drama, good pitches like that. Another good nice one on here would be particularly good quality hit song off this album is Sunny Storm. As far as a good quality hit song off this album is Sunny Storm. As far as these pitch kind of happens, like a good dope feeling, lazy, sparky kind of for some cool cat kind of spunk to kind of get here, pitch like that. Just chirp pals, I definitely say hotbox kind of night as far as these pitch can happen. This definitely gives vibes like Outkast from '96 with AT Aliens. This mild kind of strip club type flair pitches like that. It's kind of variety, just like a good send up, just kind of feeling some neon type vibes. It's more within the pitch, like some good sparkiness, but just kind of not as much of Mr. Frosty, like Bustin' a Move, kind of Usher type vibes, Bow Wow and Omarion type vibes, but just the pitch as far as saying just the aspects as far as like the tones of disc. And haul it, some folks get some red eyes tonight within pitches like that and maybe tear off a good portion like a Domino's pie, some of those type pitches like some of those type pitches like that. Just get some good cheesy ass pizza pitches like that. Good type aspects within the flares behind it. This is probably the most tear-up type song off this album as far as these pitch come. Now, there is another house party type one, which is basically just how it is sometimes, but kind of within the pitch of this, like, the one with the most kind of, like, the most feral type one on here would be Sunny Storms, which is kind of in a back type one, but it's good type pitch within parts of just, like, some lazy kind of sparkiness. Speaking of just how it is sometimes, it's like some good type flares, like a good house party and occasion type noise get here, just macaroni salad and pasta salad type fare pitch like that. It's kind of good hollow fit to kind of get to. So just standard type diva, whether it's coworker type fare, just to miss the pitch, or just like the some socialized and miss like inner circle and contemporaries pitch like that. So just within the product of this bay type fits within the aspect, just like the fare. Within the variety, it's not so much within the aspect of like dance club, like this got home from like a bar type fit pitch like that. It's kind of missed the fair. This probably more within the variety of just folks that are kind of within the web of like folks within the commonplace kind of social variety. So it's just kind of pitching more of that type fair. It's kind of commenting where it is going to be pretzels, macaroni salad, some of these type fairs. It's kind of within the occasion where it's not going to be like spilt beer cans everywhere and pitch like that. Some stuff fairs, but it's kind of missed the pitch behind it. A quick 16 for Mama is a quality one within these aspects as well as like a solid house clean and staying local for a spell type vibes pitch like that. Just get some favors done for folks pitch like that. Family favors, other type favors, personal type ones pitch like that. It's kind of some Bay appreciate to throw in as well pitch like that within those pairs. So this kind of pitch in addition to appreciating like mother type fair pitch like that. Some type aspects also good type fair to throw in like flames in mind pitch like that. Missing on stuff ordeals just a cute kind of text or just like favors in need pitch like that is kind of with the aspect like particular kind of vibe check just when this particular kind of vibe check just when the reality of a more kind of plain and just in the variety of a more plain and kind of just uneventful kind of day pitch like that. It's not to say as if that should be the inspiration for it, but this kind of pitch as far as just talking about the product within those fairs is kind of after effect of this you rock type vibes pitches like that, some stuff ordeals. So just personal type fair, family type fair, and personal type fair, family type fair, and flame type fair, good pitches like that. Yours is a nice one within these pitches as well as like a later day kind of appreciation to get here. Just some bleary skies, I'd say, just pleasant kind of cruising, definitely, and bop along within these products here. Just some task kind of elations, pitch like that. So it's just kind of variety as far as saying is those particular aspects. Is some of that type of aspect of just pretty much post kind of just It's kind of like some post and brace kind of get here, but just the product of just kind of like a good pat on the back and like a mellow type sense that just gotten the task of the day taken care of. Just kind of go grab yourself like good round of Hardee's or something like that. Get like a good barbecue burger from like Arby's, something like that. Some stuff where deals is good pitch like that. Some sort of treat within aspect. Get like an ice cold kind of Budweiser, some stuff pitch or 3 within pitch like that. Yeah, but just kind of a congrats type song, dissimulation, pitches like that within those very good pitches. Good health is a hit type one within these aspects as well as like a jarbled. Good health is like a jarbled but effective kind of later day push. Good health is like a jarbled but effective kind of later day push to get within these products here. Just long ass day pitch like that. Just feeling hungry still about it. Just some blase kind of cope as far as those fairs gonna go. This one's kind of like the opposite of a song like yours, pitched like that. It's just kind of missed the fair, just like task taken care of, just kind of aspect of maybe leftover type things get towards the product of bustling along with pitch like that, but just kind of the aspect of this, kind of the drear like the particular day just has like that particular frustrated about it, but it's just kind of pitched for us saying it's the hungry type one, just kind of missed the pitch, just kind of another day in paradise type vibes pitched like that, same shit, different day, some stuff aspects in the tone as far as paying attention towards this blase kind of cope, just with the aspect of just like, yep, it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of a scratchy type song, but it has enough hunger about it to kind of, it's kind of a scratchy type song, but it has enough hunger about it to kind of have like the coping within like the aspect like the standard bureaucracy pitch like that. So just kind of missed the fair, just like, you know what, I'm probably gonna, there's a box of beer I'm gonna get to within the next couple of days, pitches like that. If it's Wednesday, just thinking about Friday, so that pitch is kind of aspects as far as those tones can have, but just to miss the fair or just traditional type hustle pitch like that, just miss the fair, just like orange. Just kind of orangey skies, kind of gulag, kind of dredge factor within that pitch like that. Just that standard frustrate, but just in a good hungry type sense. Probably having some smokage relatively in your system as well. Good pitches like that. I don't think I've talked about palm of his hands yet either. It's a good nice one. It's like a dredgy kind of 5 o'clock p.m. kind of sun pier to get within these aspects. Just solid and quality kind of porch fare. It's like some solid and quality kind of porch fare pitch like that. Just feet up, definitely reclined, good pitch like that. Just kind of Gardettos to have. Just a vibe check for Bellas in mind, pitch like that. So it's kind of ordeal. It's from the fact that just kind of variety as far as just like the pitch of. Then the pitch feels like the variety as far as just the aspect. It's within the variety of like some reprieve pitches like that. Just appreciate like some smoke type fare and standard kind of pleasant combos on like porch product and just neighborhood bound pitches like that. But just kind of within the fare, just the icing on the cake being the product as far as just like flames in mind. Just not having your nose or their nose out of shape pitches like that as far as those press games, so just in the pitch, just like that particular fair, but just the aspect of just appreciating like the kickback, just good feet up type vibes like I was saying, pitches like that. So just the aspect of this Fritos in your system, good delectable Gardettos pitches like that. Some stuff where deals probably throw in like a Coors or something like that on top of that good pitches. Trying to think other type ones I haven't talked about on here. I think the last one I haven't talked about is just the silent life of a truth as far as these physically happen. It's like a straightforward kind of makeshift and like 70s soul kind of push, I'd say here, just throwback kind of thought pitch like that. So this is just one, kind of similar to Will Be, some of those type ones, and like Cruel Summers, Bring Fire Life as far as these pitch happens. Just to miss the aspect, just like radio type glam, just the aspect of something that just feels like that traditional type factor of just some of those kind of soul type ones that you would get out of like the particular vibe of just 1973, some of those type aspects, 1973, 1978, 1982, pitches like that. So it's pretty contemporary for like the aspect of what the particular fair goes along with this. It's just getting soul type vibes just in a more rhythmic type sense to like more of kind of relative to today's times. Has a little bit more snap out within these aspects, but then that's probably par for the course with De La Soul, considering that that's probably the vibes that they've given oftenly enough within these pitches. So it just feels like traditional kind of De La Soul pitch like that. Some of that fairs just missed the variety kind of about it. This rhythmic kind of throwback snap within those pitches as far as those fairs can have section type pitches. Yeah, I think that virtually takes care of it as far as these pitches can happen. So just being able to say 10 out of 10 albums, pitches like that. Social Score I'm probably going to go ahead and give more or less within the fair. I mean, the glam factor is on here, pitches like that, but it's kind of the learning curve for folks who don't know them already or just the pitch or are more kind of unfamiliar, the pitch behind it. The recommendation for the most casual aspected type ones would probably be these hotbox type ones, some of these type pitches like Sunny Storms and like Run It Back, some of these type ones. And probably the quick ones like Cruel Summers, Bring Fire Life, some of these type pitches with an aspect of it. Probably another type one, Palm of His Hand, some of these type pitches, some of those type fairs. Maybe a little bit of NF in there, pitches like that. But this kind of fair as far as saying it does have a good assortment. It doesn't feel as full bound like some of these neighborhood strut type songs have as much full bound pals in my. As much full bound kind of pals in mind. These feel more kind of within the product of just simple kind of cheeses, pick up some stuff fries, and just getting some snack run type fare. But the aspect, there is some makeshift on here, kind of bring your pals along for the ride within certain type senses, a little bit of house party type comedy pitch like that, some type ordeals. A few songs like some straightening with flames in mind, pitches like that. Just kind of missed the ordeal kind of about it, but it's just kind of pitch as far as saying just the aspect. I'm going to say the social score of this album, not to say in terms of the quality of the album, but I'm going to go ahead and say the social factor of this album may be more of like a 9.25 just because of the pitch behind it. Unless you're really familiar with more kind of golden era hip-hop type variety pitch like that, it's kind of an aspect as far as saying that the candor of this album is just not sparking kind of with an aspect to like the more lively type aspect behind it within the pitch as far as just saying within the tone is something. This is just more of a throwback type item pitch like that, but it's not to say it doesn't have the quality. It's just kind of pitch. You just pay attention to the variety as far as there's not going to be a dance club or TikTok kind of jingle or meme song on here. Varieties like that, just kind of aspect. Not there is, I guess, there's some folks on here. Killer Mike is on here, which is dope. But then pitches, Q-Tip is on here. Black Thought is on here. Common's on here. Slick Rick is on here. Bill All is on here. He's a good singer. Nas is on here, like I was saying. Some of these type folks, but this is more like a traditional and kind of like a straightforward kind of meat and potatoes kind of rap album within these pitches, so it's just something to pay attention to. But it does have the aspects, a couple radio grabs, but not within variety of something that's going to be like good commercial kind of complex as full bound. It's just to say that the aspect on here is pretty aspected, good type tones. It's the pitch. There's plenty of some good aspects of some hotbox type songs on here, pitches like that. Just good vibes to have your pals along, just catch up with some stories and memes, pitches like that, some stuff, ordeals. Have like burritos and fares like that, dismiss the fares, some of these type context, plenty of zigzag type fare. There's actually a good variety of smoking songs on here, like I was saying, pitches like that. Just some day shopping, pitches like that, barbershop type fare, just neighborhood stress and corner store pickups, erranding, fares like that, Porsche type noise, makeshift just for makeshift for car commerce, pitch like that. So it's within the phrase for saying good pitches. So I look after here just being able to say 9.25 socials. In terms of future, this is De La Soul's most recent album. This came out in November 2025, pitch like that. So it's within the fair as far as saying it's good type varieties, just getting some throwback type vibes. It's a good type variety to touch base with some of these type folks within pitch like that. Just have the notations in mind with what I was sharing to pay attention to, pitch like that. It was kind of aspects for us saying classic album within these pitches. It's just the variety, just having that notation about it. But other than that, it's a good effective type one and definite banger.